Well, I think the most shocking thing about it is that the passengers and the crew of this plane probably knew that they were going to die, because the scene that has been set by this French prosecutor is that the co-pilot was, in fact the captain was desperately trying to get into the cabin as the plane fell. And even though the screams that were recorded on the cockpit voice recorder were reportedly only at the very end, just before impact, you can imagine, or try to imagine, the scene on the plane. Essentially what we're talking about here is a co-pilot committing suicide, deciding to bring the plane down, killing himself and 149 others. How truly shocking that must be for the relatives of the passengers who are travelling up to the Alps this afternoon.
Now, we all know, Jonathan, that security on cockpits around the world changed dramatically after 9/11 with the securing of the cockpit doors. I mean, it is possible that if the rogue pilot or co-pilot is inside the cockpit, that security is now working against us.
Yes, that's right. And this lock on the door was obviously introduced after September the 11th, 2001, as you say. It's interesting that if you talk to air crews, they say that the convention many of them follow is that if one pilot leaves the cabin, then a member of the crew, a steward, somebody like that, will go back and replace them to make sure that no pilot is left alone. That clearly didn't happen in this case.
And there's nothing so far, Jonathan, to point to any sort of terrorist motive behind this?
Well, from the very start, those involved with this investigation have said that it is not terrorism, that they do not believe it is terrorism. What we don't know is enough about the pilot to know what his motives were. The airline, Lufthansa, the parent airline, have still not officially released the names of these pilots, although they have been leaked to the French press. So we need to find out a lot more about the co-pilot before we can decide what his motives were.